Hey everyone, welcome to Talking Habs, the home of Habs hockey, where everything's dedicated to the Habs and all things hockey. So in this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about Cole Caufield, who's the leading goal scorer in the NCAA right now. So to get more of content like this on a daily basis, subscribe and ring the notifications bell, which is down there on a computer, on a phone, I'm not sure where it is. And you can leave any comments that you may have about this video, about Cole Caufield, about anything you'd like in the comment section below. So this video is going to be about Cole Caufield, gotta say it right, and how he's doing right now in the NCAA. So right now, Cole Caufield is leading the NCAA in goals. He's got 7 goals in 6 games, and he has 9 points overall, so that's 7 goals and 2 assists. I don't think he's going to lead this league in points, but I do believe he could lead this league in goals. Now, I know the NCAA is split up in divisions. He's in Division 1, so I imagine that's the top division. I don't know a lot about college hockey, I'll be honest with you. But overall in points, he's 8th. And oddly enough, the guy ahead of him is Johnny Walker, but it doesn't say if it's red or black. I don't know. But he's 8th overall, 6 games, 7 goals, 2 assists, 9 points, 1.5 points per game average, and he's a +1. So Cole Caufield is doing well. I had predicted that he's going to get 60 goals in this season. I don't think he's going to hit that. I really don't. I'd like to see him, but quite realistically, like right now, he's on pace for, I believe, 40 goals. So if he stays at this pace, he'll score 40, which is quite good. There's nothing wrong with that, and he may lead the league with that. But I kind of see him more at about 45 goals. So I think he'll pick up his pace a little bit, goal scoring, and he'll hit about 45, which I do believe should lead the league. There's a couple of guys that I see that are have 6 goals. So they're right behind him, and I don't know if every team plays the same amount of games, because you can see here in the leaderboard there's a couple of guys who have only played 4 games. So I don't know the scheduling and all that. But I do know he's supposed to play 34 games in the regular season. I was kind of thinking he'd come close to 2 goals a game. He's not. He's just over 1 goal a game right now, but I do believe he'll pick up his pace, but we'll have to see how it goes. Either way, it's going to be a great season for Cole Caufield. So it brings up the question of, because he said this in an interview, that at the end of the season, at the end of his season, so in April, if the Habs are going to be making the playoffs, he'd like to join the team. So he's come out and said that. This is not a rumor. Will it be possible? Will the Habs make the playoffs? And even if they do make the playoffs and he wants to join the team, will there be a spot for him? This is a big question, because I kind of think that if he's doing well and he's had a great season in college and the Habs do make the playoffs, they might want to somehow get a guy like that in, a sniper. It can only help in the playoffs. So what are his options at the end of the season? So that's what I'm going to go over. He's got kind of 4, well, he's got 5 options, but the 5th one is to retire from hockey, and I don't think that's going to happen. So he has 4 options that he can choose when his season ends. They're in Wisconsin, and the thing is, it's a good team. They're one of the top teams in the league. They're probably going to go deep into whatever their playoff system is. So I don't know when that will officially end, but I do know that Ryan Poehling was able to join the team near the end of the season, not just for the last game. He did only play in the last game, but he was around for the last 5, I think, something like that. But I don't believe his team in college, I don't believe I didn't check, but I don't think they went that far. They lost early in the playoffs. So begs that question, that if the Badgers go deep into the playoffs, and even if they win the whole championship, I don't know if he's able to join the team at that point. So what are his options? Option number 1, his rights for the OHL or for the WHL are held by the OHL's Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. I believe his grandfather is from Sault Ste. Marie. There's some tie there to Sault Ste. Marie in his family. And he could have gone there this season instead of going to Wisconsin. He could have gone to the OHL and played for Sioux. If he wanted to. But I don't think he wanted to because his older brother is playing in Wisconsin, and one of his dreams, I can't say dream, but I guess for the last few years, was to join his brother in college hockey and to play a full season with his brother, which he's doing right now. And I don't know how much older his brother is and if it's his last season in college, and it might be. So that might be the reason why he's saying he would be willing to make the jump. So here I'm going to give the good points and the bad points for each option. Good points of joining the Sault Ste. Marie Greyhounds. He'll play a lot of games because they play somewhere around 60 games, I think, in the OHL. So he'll get more adjusted to an NHL schedule, right? So he'll play more games. Look at Nick Suzuki. So far, not having a problem. He's played 11 games, and if anybody was wondering, by the way, with Nick Suzuki, because I saw this on Twitter that he played his 11th game, so it was really the 10th game, because if you play 10 games, you burn 1 year of your ELC, right? So if they only play 9 games, which is why you used to see, and you don't see it as much anymore. I'm going to tell you why. Found this out from the hockey guy. If you play 9 games and they send you down, you're fine. You don't burn that year of the ELC. But if you play your 10th game, it's burnt. So he did that 2 games ago. So he's here for a while. I don't think he's going down. Or the fact that they don't care so much anymore about burning that first year. And this is why, and I got this from the hockey guy. So I can't say that I learned this on my own. I was watching a hockey guy video and he was talking about it. Teams don't care as much anymore because their thinking is this. If they burn that first year of their ELC playing, they might only play 20, 30 games. Well, probably I think 40. It gets them closer to free agency, yes. But what it does is it burns out, it gets them closer to a big contract. So yes, it'll cost them money. But the thing is, it gets them closer at a point where they'll be able to sign them for a little less than a year later, right? Because things are going up exponentially every goddamn year, right? So that's the thinking now, is let the kid play 30, 40 games, and then, you can sign him to a contract in a couple of years that would be less than if you sign him to a contract in 3 years, right? So that's apparently the thinking, and that's why you're going to see it less. But 9 is the number, not 10. Not 10 or 11, whatever. I diverted. So it gets him to play more games, and he's more ready to join the big team if he's ready when that time is for him to jump from college hockey. Although, look, he could play 3 or 4 years in college if he decides. Bad of playing in the OHL. Quality of the competition, believe it or not, and this didn't used to be the how it was, is that in college he'll get better competition in 2 ways. Players are more talented, and it's because of the second reason is that they're also older. So he's playing against older guys, men. That's what he's going to be playing against in the NHL. So it playing in the OHL doesn't give him that. So like I wrote here, I was playing with kids, not men. He's playing with kids his own age, which is fine, but it's not as easy to jump to the NHL. So it'll take longer for him to develop there, so he may end up playing a couple seasons there. So if he would have started this year there, he probably would have been there 2-3 years, like Nick Suzuki was. And in the OHL, there's less time for him to be in the gym because they play more games. He doesn't have time to do the weights and to bulk up, which he needs to do. He needs to bulk up that upper body because he's a small player. Apparently he has really great balance on the ice, which he does. He's not easy to push around, even though he's small, but he still needs to bulk up and get a little stronger there, and he won't have that time in the OHL. So this is a very unlikely option that at the end of the season he's going to choose the OHL. Very unlikely. Option number 2 is to play a second season or longer with Wisconsin. The good of doing that, it's a higher caliber of play than the OHL. So basically, look, if he's not ready, if they don't think he's ready to jump to the NHL, he'll stay another season, I think, with Wisconsin. He's playing against the bigger, stronger guys, so he's playing against older guys and he's playing against men, so it makes a difference. I just want to look at the time I'm running. I'm running late. What can we do? There's lots of time in the gym. They have a specific amount of time. They play two games over Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And he has a certain amount of hours he's allowed in the gym, which is a lot more than he would be in the NHL, which means he gets stronger. So it's good. And he could win a championship with the Badgers. They're really doing well. They could go far, and they could win. So that would be a good experience to win a championship. There's nothing wrong with that, especially being like their top goal scorer and all that. So that's a good thing. Bad about staying in Wisconsin. Honestly, I don't think there's anything bad about staying in Wisconsin. So if he opts to stay another season in Wisconsin, I don't think there's anything bad about that, except that all of us Habs fans will have to wait another year till he joins the team. But honestly, for his development, I can't see that as a bad option. Option number 3, join the Laval Rocket in the AHL under Joel Bouchard. So he could jump and do like Brooke. All of a sudden his first name's going. But he could do like Josh Brooke, that's his name, and go to the AHL, where he played like 8 games at the end. And he's down there now, and learn under a really good coach, really good development coach in Joel Bouchard, and so he could play for a really great development coach. He's going to play against men just like he would in college, and older guys than in college too. Not everybody is 23, 24 like the college players. Play a full schedule similar to the NHL. They don't play that many less. I think there's somewhere in the high 60s or around 70 games in the AHL. So we play a full schedule. If he makes the jump the next year, not going to be a problem. He's used to the schedule. He'll play also, this is very important, so this is a reason why the AHL could be really good for him. He's going to play the same system as they play here in Montreal, because the Rocket are playing the same system as Montreal. So that when guys develop there and move up to the big club, they're used to the system. It's an easier adjustment when they get here. And possibly, although it's not really proving out that way right now, but I mean, look, there could be just in a slump and they could change. But he possibly could win a Calder Cup there, which is the cup you win for the championship in the AHL, which is, again, winning a championship is always a good thing. Making a long playoff run is a good thing. Those things can happen with the Rocket. So, bad, again, I don't think there's anything bad if he decides to go to the AHL and play a few games there, and then see if he makes the jump quickly like that the next season, or go back to the AHL and play in Laval. So now, obviously, everyone knows what option number 4 is. Option number 4 is to join the Montreal Canadiens. So at the end of his NCAA season, he could do like Ryan Poehling. He could sign his ELC, which is probably what he'll do if he's not staying in Wisconsin. He'll sign an ELC, 3 years. And maybe play a few games before the playoffs. If he does well, he could be on the NHL roster and play in the playoffs. But this burns up, like I said, it burns up the first year of his ELC. But he gets to his RFA status quicker, and then obviously to free agency quicker, right? Which means if he would do that and burn up his the first year, he would be one of those RFAs that wouldn't be eligible for an offer sheet. I think that's how it works. He wouldn't be eligible for an offer sheet when he's an RFA, which is a good thing. I mean, nobody. I think he really would like to play for Montreal. I don't think he would sign an offer sheet, honestly. So good. He could be ready and make a big impact right away. If he's ready to make the jump, he could make a really big impact as a sniper. This is the one thing Montreal really is missing, besides that left defenseman that we're looking for, yes. But up front, that sniper is a big thing that we're missing. Montreal desperately needs a potential sniper like Caufield. He could be the difference to win a series. He can be the difference to win more than one series. Those extra goals, that dangerous shot, it makes a huge difference to a team. Not only in their confidence that they can do it, but I mean that they can score more. So bad. He may come up, they may put him in, and he's not ready. and it could affect his development. So that could be, that could be a bad thing, that if he comes up and they're desperate for a scorer and they put him in and he's just not ready and he gets banged around and pushed around and his confidence gets screwed, it could be bad. So, it's a touchy thing. You want to make sure that he's ready if you're going to put him in here. So I'll give you a couple of quotes from Tony Granato, his coach in Wisconsin. He says, when it's time, I'll tell him what I think is best for his future. If he's ready for the NHL, which I hope, I will encourage him to go. But I'll be honest and realistic with him. Granato made some really big comparisons of him. So this is a quote. His ability to score goals is what separates him from everyone else. Cole is in the same category as Brett Hull, Steven Stamkos, and Alex Ovechkin. Of course, he hasn't reached the NHL yet, but what he's done with us with the U.S. development team proves he's in a class of his own. His stats are more impressive than Phil Kessel, Austin Matthews, and Patrick Kane. Granato has played with snipers in the NHL and said he sees those same habits in Cole. Quote, I played with Luc Robitaille and I know Michel Goulet well. Like all other snipers, they had the same mentality. Give me the puck. I'm going to score. They had that confidence in themselves. Cole is of the same mind, which I've said before in videos. You can see it. He goes out there and he goes out there to score a goal. So that's the kind of guy we need. That's a sniper mentality. So that's high praise from his coach. Whichever option he chooses, I think with the exception of the OHL, which I doubt that's going to be where he goes, it'll be good for him and his development into an NHL sniper. So I'd like to see him in Montreal, but I'm happy to wait until he's ready. So, wherever he chooses to either stay in Wisconsin, to go to Laval, or to try to get onto the Habs roster, those are all good options for him. As long as he's ready to make the NHL, I want to see him here as quick as possible. So we'll see how it plays out. Right now, he's having a great season so far, 6 games in. We'll see how it turns out. I think it's going to be a good result, and I'm looking forward to seeing Cole Caufield in a Habs uniform, sniping away, scoring goals, and helping us to get as far as we can into the playoffs and to the goal of winning the Stanley Cup in the next few years. So that's my video of Cole Caufield. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Sorry for the length. I have trouble getting in under 10 minutes, and I know this is way over. Subscribe and ring the notifications bell. That's what you got to do. That's down there or somewhere around if it's on your phone. I'm not sure on the phone where it is. And that'll get you your daily fix of Bleu Blanc Rouge right here at Talking Habs. So thanks for watching. Go Habs, go! Go Caufield, go! Go Caufield, go! Score some goals. I want to see him hit as close to 60 as possible. Take care, everybody. Bye, y'all.